Good morning and welcome to a Diary of a Reseller blog. Hey friends, it's been a little over a year since I've made one of these Diary of a Reseller blogs. Today is Monday, November 18th, and I have a lot of shipping to do today. I'm hoping to get some stuff listed. I've got a lot going on. I've been meaning to make one of these videos for quite some time, and I wanted to have a whole week dedicated to do another Diary of a Reseller series, and I kept thinking, you know, this is not the week. There's really just too much going on. You know, maybe next week. Well, that's what life has been like for a while now, and just kind of like accepted, this is it. This is it for the moment. It's just going to be crazy and hectic and really choppy, and that's the season of life I'm in at the moment. Anyway, so welcome to it. I have some shipping I need to do. It is 9:45 in the morning. My husband comes home at 11 for lunch, so I've got an hour and change to get as many packages packed up as I can. I think I've got probably 17 or 18 packages to do. So anyways, let's stop chitter-chattering. Let's stop the yapping and get to it. Before I start that, I forgot. I had finally finished a video that I had started making, I think like 2 months ago. It's a unusual items BOLO type list, and I'm finally gonna upload it. I've been actively working on editing it for probably over 2 weeks now. I just haven't had any kind of stretch of time. So it's been like an hour here, an hour there, and unfortunately this takes a long time for me, especially to edit a BOLO type video with all the screenshots and everything. Anyways, I'm gonna upload that now from my computer to YouTube, and then later on I need to make a thumbnail for it, and then hopefully I'll have that go active later this evening. There it is. Good God, I can't even find my own video on my own computer. Alright, finally getting this uploaded. Yay. Time to get out into my garage and get these items all packed up. So, whoopsie. Back up. I need to get a container. Oh, there they are. Here they are. Pile of containers my mail person brings me in boxes. I have neighbors that bring me boxes, and usually I'll just throw them in my pile of stuff to deal with when I ship things out, and then if I don't use them today, I'll break them down and put them on my shelf later on. Also, because I only have 2 of these buckets at the moment, I also use these IKEA bags, and they just throw them back on my porch when they're done. I usually use this to gather things in my garage. Welcome to the messy dungeon. Okay, it's extremely messy out here, somewhat organized. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up my eBay app on my phone, and I've got 16 eBay orders, all different kinds of things. My garage is kind of separated into 2 spots, so I'm going to start off with what's on this side, and then we'll go to the other side. This is a Daisy Kingdom Raggedy Ann pattern set. I sold this for $28, and I think I've had this for probably about a year. I think I had actually I do have 2 of them. I've got 1 more left. I need to remember when I go back in to relist that item on eBay, and then refresh my listings on Mercari and Poshmark and all that other stuff. Relist it, because I'm pretty sure I took them all off. Actually, I know I did. I'm not pretty sure, I'm positive. I took them all off of Poshmark and Mercari because I couldn't remember if I had 2 of these or not. I did have 2 of the Andes ones, and I think I sold those already. Anyways, $28 for a piece of fabric, and it's just been in this little bucket for probably about a year. Let's see what else we got. Giant, well, I guess maybe not giant, but this Squishmallow. This is Civvy the Hot Chocolate Squishmallow, and she sold for $33. I can't remember when I got her, if it was either earlier this year or late last year. I'm not surprised that it took her this long to sell. Number one, Squishmallows have really kind of died down. And also, she's a seasonal one. So, seems appropriate that she's selling now right before Christmas. Okay, this little thing here, take a good look at it. It's just a wooden, it looks like a train track or a track piece. This goes to the Kidcraft Radiator Springs track set or play sets. There's all different kinds of pieces. So if you see something that looks like it could be from the Cars movie and it's wooden track, it's probably this Kidcraft brand. This one piece here sold for $25. I've sold all sorts of other pieces to these sets before. I don't think I've ever found a whole set. It's usually just a single piece that somehow gets donated. And they usually go for around 20-30 bucks for these little toys. I love it. My son was hooked on that Cars movie when he was little, especially the Mater's Tall Tales. Did anybody else, either them or their kids, really get into that? If I'm lying, I'm crying. It was pretty funny. I mean, probably the first 5 or 6 times. 100th time, maybe not as much, but yeah. I'm really surprised by this one. One of my favorite things to sell is yarn because it's easy to list and ship, yada, yada, yada. We all know the spiel. And I saw this really cool colored yarn at the thrift store. Looked very Lisa Frank. Loved it. Super neon colors, kind of like day glow with the black. I've had it for probably about a year. I think I started it off at $10 and it sold for $4. I mean, the positive thing is I don't think I paid that much for it. Usually I don't. Or sometimes I get these things in bags, get a bunch of different colors. But anyways, just got to throw it in this little poly bag, so there's really nothing to it. I guess that's like $2 I didn't have before after fees. Not much. The yarn is one of those things I need to go through and lot up anything that is currently listed for $5 or less. I got a big buy of yarn. I think it was last year, or you know what, it could even have been the year before. I bought a ton of yarn at the thrift store. Most of it's sold, and most of it's sold for really good prices, like $20 a ball or $15 a ball. So fantastic on that. But I have a few stragglers left and a few things that just weren't worth a whole lot, but I went ahead and listed anyways because I figured, well, if I can make $2 off of this or $3, I guess that's something because I already have it. Now I want to be clear, I'm not buying these things thinking to make $2 or $3, but it's something I bought in a lot and might as well, right? Anyway, so I need to go through that and relist them as sets, like a whole bunch of random pieces of yarn. And I think I'll have better luck selling them that way because somebody might use it for something else. It'll be worth their shipping because it's going to still cost like $44, probably $5 to ship that one ball of yarn. And I could probably ship like 4 or 5 of them for that, almost that exact same price. So anyways, that's something I need to do eventually. And the meaning of eventually is after a very long time passes. Okay, oh my gosh, when I saw this sale come through last night, I was so happy. Not just because of the price, but also because it is extremely annoying. Let's see if I can get it to happen. But I have these plastic containers here. And for the last month, every time I come and get out of here, get something in here, I hear this. Now it's not going to. That goes off every single time. Anyways, this is what just sold. It's an Acme Diet Police magnet, and you can see it makes that lovely sound every time you open and close the fridge, I suppose. And that sold for $48 for this magnet. I think I got this at an estate sale, and you know those just like buckets of random kitchen items? I was looking through that, and I saw it, and it didn't work when I got it, so I had to replace the battery, and then it did work. I kind of broke the battery back a little bit, but obviously I listed that in the listing. $48 for this magnet that tells you to stop eating. It's a really cool, cruel present for somebody. I hope that's not a present for somebody. I hope it's just like a gag gift, and they're not going to take it personally. There's something else, I believe, in these drawers I need to find. Here it is. These caulk tips. Perfect bead caulk tips. This sold for $10. I think this has only been listed for like a month, and it'd just be something I stick in an envelope. So, yeah, pretty good. This is the danger zone over here. Really meshy. I finally sold this Smarties duffel bag. I think I've had this for a year or two. I'm really shocked it didn't sell earlier. I think it's so cool. It'd be such a good gift for somebody that loves Smarties candy. Only $15. But again, it's just going to go in a poly bag. Whatever. Hakuna Matata on that. Okay, and last night I sold this Land's End sweater. That sold for $40. Really cool, very nice sweater. Got more of these plastic drawers right here. I love these things. I've got them semi-organized. I did this the other day. Got like all the little My Little Ponies. More ponies. Still have some of these drawers to do. Like there's baby toys, trains, and Hot Wheels and stuff like that. This is my another storage system I have. This is one of those IKEA pantry storage type systems. We actually got these for our old house and we used them as pantries in our garage type area. Took the doors off of them and now they live out here for my storage of my merchandise, which has been pretty good. I really do like these because you can pull out the drawers and see everything that's in it. Okay, so the item I'm looking for down here, this Dreamy Dough. I got this at a yard sale, I think for $5, and it's brand new in the package. So, what did I sell this for? And this sold for $90. I think I haven't even had this listed for a month, I don't think. So, as a vegetarian, I don't want to think about somebody hunting, but if I can make some money off of something, I'm gonna sell it because I gotta eat. I gotta feed my kids. We gotta have a house and a roof over our heads, so bye-bye, Bambi. Bye, Bambi's mom. This is cool little clear clock that you can see. I think it lights up. I can't remember. I have to look back at the listing now. Oregon Scientific alarm clock. And this little thing sold for $39. Okay, here is all my plushies. And I need to go through these too. Some of these have been listed way too long. Like them bears up there. I have so many bears. They don't really sell anymore. Anyways, what we're looking for is Chester and Hester. Here's what we're looking for. Chester and Hester's Dino-Rama. Oh my gosh, I couldn't believe I found this at the thrift store. I got it, I think, 2 weeks ago. And if you don't know, Dino-Rama at Disney's Animal Kingdom is closing down by the end of the year. So it will cease to exist. It is becoming extinct. And so this toy came from an arcade game that they have there. They have a bunch of little different arcade games that you can pay for. And you can win prizes. I'm not sure how many players you have to win this guy. Anyways, I saw him at Goodwill last week. I think I paid $3 or $4 for him. The prices of plush are freaking ridiculous at my thrift store. Anyways, he sold for, guess what? Guess how much he sold for? $120. Look at that, he matches my hair. $120. And I'm not sure if the prices of these things are going to go up after it is closed or if they're going to go down. Now, the reason I say they could go down is because do they have more of these plushes like in a warehouse somewhere? They probably do. And if so, are they going to end up at like the Disney outlets for like $2 or $3? People can just buy them straight. If there is, and that does happen, the prices of these things are just going to plummet. Okay, so this is kind of like a stock market thing, which I'm not good at. I'm not good at predicting any kind of futures, including orange juice futures. But, so, proceed at your own risk. Sell it now, sell it later. I don't know. If you're watching this in the future, way in the future, let me know what these are worth. $120 I got for them. On Mercari too, which is great. I love selling on Mercari because there are no fees. So, bye. Bye. On Poshmark, I sold this empty bottle. Empty. Nothing in it. Shark bottle. This goes to certain of Shark steam mops. It sold for $49 for this bottle. So happy because the other day someone on eBay messaged me, basically told me I was a crazy, probably POS, I don't even know. I just deleted it and blocked them because I was asking as much as I was for this bottle. Well, guess what? It's sold. I got the last laugh now. Okay. Put this in a bag to protect it. I'll take it out of this questionable looking bag before I ship it. But this is just like a little wooden truck with a little wooden tree. Honestly, it doesn't look like anything special. It kind of looks like something that'd be sold at Hobby Lobby or TJ Maxx for like $5 or $10. But is the Magnolia Hearth and Hand from Target line. And people go ape for this line sometimes. People go ape for Chip and Joanna Gaines. I'm not exactly sure why. I don't really get the appeal. But, I mean, I'm happy for it because it brought me some money. And that sold for $49. $49 for this little toy truck. Whoops, almost forgot our things we left right here. There goes that policeman. I'm wondering if I'm going to take out the batteries when I ship this guy. I think I am. I think I'm going to have to. This Ambien stapler, people collect these kind of pharmaceutical items. This sold for $30 for this stapler. My bucket's pretty full. I'm gonna grab some packaging, some containers, some boxes, and I'm gonna start shipping what I've got so far. Most of it, luckily, is gonna fit in these kinds of easy to grab things. Something else I do between shipping things is send out offers in hopes that I will get more sales before the mail person comes. So as I'm kind of like, you know, packing out my orders, I'm sending out offers on Mercari, on Posh, on eBay, trying to get the system going. So like when I'm sending out offers on Mercari, I'll look at, see what the current likes are, what the new likes are, and then I'll just type a random word from that item. Okay, this is gonna, yeah, just gonna sound weird, but just go with me. I'll just type in a random word from that item. So like this bear, I typed in shaggy. I'm gonna send them an offer, and then I'll look to see what other things, like some of these are old. This one hasn't had an offer or been updated since 5/31 rather. So I'm just gonna promote it, and hopefully that'll bump that up in the listings without me having to relist it for right now. And that has been working okay. Do I get a lot of sales that way? I mean, not a ton, but it's definitely been worth it. It's kind of like playing the lotto. You just never know what's gonna happen. So like here's another item, has a from 5/31. I think it's when I had Prime Lister and I had relisted everything. So that's why you're gonna see that date a lot. And a note about Prime Lister. I see a lot of resellers right now promoting, getting paid to promote basically Prime Lister. Prime Lister had contacted me earlier this year asking if I would do a video on it, and I told them I would have to try the product first. So they let me try it for free, I think for a month and a half or 2 months, something like that. It was a decent amount of time. And they wanted a video, and they had all these really, a lot of stipulations. Let's just say that. They wanted you to say this and do that and show all these different things. Number one, two different things. Number one, I didn't think the price was worth it for what it did. Now, whether Prime Lister is different now versus what it was back then, I don't know. I haven't used it since May. Okay. So, but I'll say that. But I didn't think the price was worth it for what it offered. I thought it was kind of clunky to use. I didn't think I saved any time. There were some things that didn't work properly, and I told them this. And also, number two, the pay that they wanted to give me in exchange for a video was basically nothing. Let's call it $50 for a video. Not even worth my time. And I basically did tell them that. It's not worth it for me to even make a video. It's going to take too long. And I'm sure some people went after that affiliate dollar and the $50 or whatever, and that's their prerogative, but I'm not interested in promoting something that I didn't think was worth it. Now, I am thinking about trying it again and then making a video on my own accord and then letting you know exactly what I think. And I'd like to do that for all the other services like Vedu and what else is out there? I don't know. I'll have to look. There's so many. They kind of seem to come and go. Every time I look at them, they never seem like they'd be worth it for me. Because I have my own way of cross-listing. I do have a video on that. And the price is usually so high. Because like the amount of things that I list, it would be, usually it's like $150 or $200 per month. That I just don't see that being worth it for me. But I don't know. Maybe I should do a video and find out. That won't be something I can realistically do until next year sometime. But let me know if that's something you're interested in. Unbiased, unpaid, no affiliate, no marketing thing kind of video on cross-listing services. I ordered more of the labels from UPS the other day, and for some reason they sent it in this giant box for this one roll of labels. Why? I mean, I'll happily take the box. I can definitely use that, and if I'm lucky, it'll be something I ship out today. But I thought that was unusual. Normally, they just put these labels in like a poly bag and throw it on my step. So I just thought that was super strange. And came just in time. I'm out of labels. Well, I'm not technically out of labels. Many months ago, sometime at the beginning of the year, I'm sure, I reordered labels, and I accidentally ordered the roll that has like 1,000 labels on it, which does not fit into my label printer at all. So what I've been doing is manually winding them on the old core a little at a time. So maybe, let's say, I don't know, 50 or 60 labels, maybe it's more than that, at a time onto that spindle, which it's just time consuming. It's whatever. I didn't want to throw away the labels. They're still perfectly good labels. Like, why would I do that? That's wasteful. Yeah, even though they were free, I don't want to do that. Sorry, I'm reloading my labeler right now. Anyways, I still have more on there. Probably still have another 50 or so labels on there. But I'll do that another day, rewind those. Does anybody else keep these waste labels and use them to cover up stuff on their boxes? So like whenever I reload the label maker or something gets stuck, there's always at least 1 or 2 perfectly good labels that print out. And I'll often use it to cover up information on boxes that you don't want to like just scratch out with Sharpie or something. Like I use some of those medical supply boxes and they'll say perishable or refrigerate, and I'll cover them up with these a lot of times. Anybody else do that? Or if there's like a sticker on there I can't get off. So, all right. We're getting into business here. I just shipped out that, the sweater. What else we got? I'm going to do the stapler next. As I am going, I still put things into my, my spreadsheet. So that's just one less thing I have to do at tax time. So everything is pretty much done in there. Do I still wait until the last couple of days to do my taxes? I sure as heck do. Sure as heck do. But it has been good to keep it going for, like when we bought this house, for example, it was February of 2022, I think. Anyway, so I hadn't filed taxes yet. So I was glad I had my spreadsheets for my profit and loss. That's something that the bank wants. So I was glad I had that to give to the bank. So that is something important. Like if you're ever trying to get a loan, keep up with your spreadsheets. I go through so much bubble wrap. I like to wrap everything good. All right, I'm gonna pack up some of these things and I'll come back. Okay, update on the magnet that makes noise. I couldn't get the battery back off, and I was afraid that if I tried too hard, I was gonna break it and then lose it. So I wrapped it in several of these foam sheets and then styrofoam around it. It is still so loud. I cannot believe how loud. That is so loud, this magnet. And it's in a box, lined with foam, lined with styrofoam. There's nothing else I can really do. I wish I could have got that battery off, but like I said, I was afraid of breaking it, so it's just not worth it. Someone is going to have a noisy package. And the mailman's probably going to be wondering what the heck it is. Okay, so I've had lunch. I packed up a few more things. Yeah, during my lunch, I fixed this tail on the beast. I don't know if you could see that. It was all ripped. Did the best I could. It's not fantastical, but hopefully he will sell. I've got a few more orders that came in. Let me show you what I got. I went ahead and pulled everything already because it's just taking too long. I'm taking too long. It's 12:40 at this point in time. Now remember, I did have an hour lunch break in there, so this hasn't been me packing the entire time. Okay, so I sold this Xyron refill for $15. I've had this for way too long. Probably at least a year, year and a half. This Marks train, it's very heavy. It's like die cast. I don't know. I believe I sold this for parts, for repair, and this sold for $64 for this train. Sold a bag of jail parts to the G.I. Joe Command Center. These sold for $45. This is part of my attic treasures. I got rid of almost all of it last year, but I still had the Command Center and the Terror Drome left to go through, and I was going to sell them all together as a complete set. But then I realized, well, if it breaks, I'm going to be out all of that money. And then number two, I realized I probably would get more money if I parted it out. So I've sold a few pieces since I started listing this probably about a month ago. So $45 just for these jail cell pieces. Some more parts that I sold. This is off of an old robot vacuum I had. It's these edge detector arms. And I can't really see that right there. But that sold for $11. That was our personal vacuum that we used for many years. I have a bag of My Little Ponies that just sold. Just all sorts of different ones. Sometimes I'll buy like bags of ponies. There'll be one or two good ones in there. And then I've been saving them to create lots. So this is a bunch of the Cutie Mark Magic, the baby ponies. This sold for $43 for 8 ponies. And then the last thing that sold, unless something else sells between now and the time I finish, were these two little s'mores ornaments. Again, this is something that was mine. And I have a whole collection of s'mores ornaments. Unfortunately, I don't really have a place to display these during Christmas. I probably have 100 or so of them. So last year, I went through and I picked off all the ones that weren't my favorite and decided I'm going to let them go on to somebody else that can enjoy them and display them. This set sold for $15. Most of these s'mores ornaments aren't worth anything. I have sold a few here and there for $15, $20 a piece, but most of them I put in sets that kind of related together. Oh, and one more thing I forgot. I'd already pulled out earlier. This is a giant, well, not giant. This is a Disney's Animal Kingdom Rivers of Light blanket. And I got this at the Goodwill, at the same Goodwill that I got the Chester and Hester dinosaur from, which is shocking because this Goodwill usually doesn't have that much good stuff, and this is pretty much it. Anyways, I think I paid like $5 for this blanket, threw it up on Friday, and there weren't really any comps for this because this is a show that only existed for a very short period of time at Disney's Animal Kingdom. It was a extremely weird show. Like, I don't know, somebody got high on some mushrooms or something, eating some mushrooms in the Animal Kingdom. And we've seen it before. It is a strange show. There's no IP related to it, just some things they came up with. It was kind of pretty. Anyways, I'm rambling. There weren't a whole lot of comps for this. I found only one listed. I think it was listed for $45, but they had it listed as Rivers of Light Throw. They didn't use the word blanket at all in their listing, so it was hard to find. And I think one other one had sold for around $50. I'm like, I'm going to use better keywords, and we'll see what happens. I know someone's going to want it. Sold in a few days. $99. Now, I do have a certain way that I price. That's an old video from probably like 3 or 4 years ago. I'm going to put the link to that in the comments if you want to see how I price things, and it kind of goes over why I price things the way I do. So, $99 if I would have priced it off of the comps, I would have sold it for $50, and you know, there you go. So, let me go ahead and pack these up, and then hopefully I can get some listings done. It seems like it's many hours later. It's 1:30 now. Finally finished packing up things. That took me a little bit longer than usual because I've been recording this, so I'm stopping and saying things. Obviously, I'm not normally doing that on a normal basis. Normally, I would have been done probably about 45 minutes ago, but that's okay. So I've got an hour until I have to go pick up my son from school. Before I pick him up, I also have to drop off a package at UPS. So I'm going to try to get as many pictures done as I can in this next hour. I do have a project from last week I started, but that's not going to be finished today because, as I say, I'm trying to get as much done as I can, as quickly as I can. But I have this shark candle that has paint all over it, and I need to remove that. I'd already tried using rubbing alcohol. That didn't work. I'm going to probably try acetone to take it off, or Goo Gone, something like that, undo. But I don't have time for that right now because that's probably going to take, I don't know, 10 minutes or so. I don't got 10 minutes to spare, so that's going to go in the pile of problems for tomorrow. I don't usually like doing that, but it is what it is. This is what I've got from the estate sales. So I went to some estate sales on Saturday. I think I went to 4 total. Only 3 I bought stuff in. One of them I did really good at. Got a lot of beauty items and houseware type items, like stuff in the garage is what I'm trying to say. Garage, cleaner, thingies, you know what I mean? There's some stuffed animals in here, other fun things that I like to list. So I'm going to try to get 10 to 15 items out of here. I need to comp them first to make sure they're worth it. Because I know there were a handful of things I wasn't sure if I was going to group together. So I'm going to comp things first, take pictures. Let's get going. Here's what I'm going to list today. I got a few stuffed animals. Some of this angel cloud, which I didn't know what it was when I found it, but apparently it's spun glass. That was pretty interesting. I got 2 bags of that. Some various cleaners, garage type finds. Look at this old, super old glass bottle. Super old tins. Look at this one. And then I've got, oh, this is heavy. It's a sprinkler part thingy. I can't even lift it with one hand, it's so heavy. Okay, so that's what I'm going to start listing. This is my very messy photo station at the moment. Let me move some of this junk out of the way. But, yeah, I've got a assortment, a menagerie of lights. You don't need anything fancy. These are pretty much all things I've gotten at yard sales, thrift stores, whatever, and just a white mat. I'd like to get something a little nicer than this one of the days, but anyways. It all worked. Oh gosh, I've got like 10 minutes till I gotta get out of here. I know I say this often, but I like to reiterate it. You don't need anything fancy if you want to start reselling. So if you're thinking about it, just get started with what you got. It all works. I've been doing this 20-something years, 22 years, I think. And just keep it simple. Just keep it simple. I do want to do a video on things that you need to run a reselling business. It's very little in actuality. Let me know if that'd be something you'd be interested in. I've got about 10 minutes till I get out of here. There's no way I'm going to finish taking all these photos between now and then. Just some days, there's just not enough time in the day with everything that needs to be done. Just like I said at the beginning of this video, it's just the season of life that I'm currently in. Just everything is in short time. I'm spending more time in the car than I am at home, it feels like. Like both of my kids are in different schools. So I'm just like back and forth all day long, drop off, pick up. Luckily, my husband could pick up our daughter from school, so that's just one less I have to do. But from the hours of, I don't know, 8 o'clock till 2:30, I'm pretty much in and out of the car. Which is so much fun. These used bottles of beauty items, this one's got a hair on it. Sickening. But I'm just going to clean it with a little bit of rubbing alcohol to get that poo-poo off of there. Nasty. There we go. That's much nicer for the customer to get. And I always show the weight of these on the scale. There's no dispute later on how much is in that. That's how much the package weighs. Now that is used. I don't know if I can see through this pack or not. Usually I can turn this lamp around. It's very bright. Excuse me. Hold up the item to the light and see if I can see the line. I think this package just might be too thick to see through with the graphic on it. It's pretty full. It's not full all the way because, I mean, even though it measures more than what the package says, like it's weighed at 6.4, it said 6 ounce. That package weighs something. Okay, this item you can see a lot better through the light. See how it kind of just stops at the neck. So I usually take a picture of that along with the weight, so there is no question about how much of that item is left. These cans right here, they're pretty nasty, dusty, grimy, crusty. Other than just getting this dust off of here, I'm not going to do anything to clean them up. That will be up to the collector if they want to do that. So I just got these left and then 2 plushies left. Look at this guy. Isn't that like one of the cutest stuffed animals you've ever seen? I'm going to fix it so you can see his eyeballs, and I'll show you that in a second. Look at how you can't see the eyes on the stuffed animal very well. All you do is get a brush and just brush the little hairs out of the eye. I have a whole video on how I clean plush and get plush ready to sell. This one has a tag, so it doesn't need to be cleaned or anything. It just needs a little fluffing around the eyeball so it'll look extra cute. See, look at how much of a difference that makes in just like 10 seconds just to fluff up his, face a little bit. Put his little beard down. I mean, look at how cute he is. Oh my gosh. This is like, look at this, his little tail and his little booty. Oh, so cute. And real quickly, I'm going to do the beast. I started brushing out his beard before I thought about it, but look at how wild his hair kind of looks. And he is the beast. He is supposed to be wild, but kind of just want to fluff it up super quick. But see, look at how much better that looks already. Just a, dog brush. So much better. Just one of these from the Dollar Tree. But anyways, this is the last item I'm going to take a picture of. I'm going to start listing my things. And unless something interesting happens, hopefully not, I will just see you tomorrow. Bye. Bye.